Here's your word for the day from Calvary in Lake Havasu. Visit us on the web at calvaryaz.com.
Hey Calvary, welcome to Word for the Day. My name is Chase, and today I'll be taking you through a few minutes of reflection on Mark chapter 15, verses 16 through 20. This is the part of Mark's gospel that walks us through the moment when Jesus is mocked by Roman soldiers before his crucifixion. It's a scene that's intense and heartbreaking, but there's so much happening here beneath the surface. So let's open up our Bibles and get into it together, starting with verse 16. And it says, "And the soldiers led him away inside the palace, that is the governor's headquarters, and they called together the whole battalion. And they clothed him in a purple cloak, and twisting together a crown of thorns, they put it on him. And they began to salute him, 'Hail, King of the Jews.' And they were striking his head with a reed and spitting on him and kneeling down in homage to him. And when they had mocked him, they stripped him of the purple cloak and put his own clothes on him. And they led him out to crucify him." Let's think about the purple robe and the crown of thorns. Purple in ancient times was the color of royalty. It was expensive and rare. And even though the soldiers meant to mock Jesus, what they were actually doing, without realizing it, was declaring the powerful truth that Jesus is king. He's not just the king of the Jews, they got that part right, but he is the king of all creation. And the crown of thorns, which was painful and humiliating, has now become a symbol of a king who leads by sacrifice, a king who wears suffering like a crown. And then there's the beating, the mockery, the pain. This wasn't just cruelty, it was all part of God's plan. In Ephesians 5, verses 1 and 2, Paul writes, "Therefore, be imitators of God as beloved children, and walk in love as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us, a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God." That makes me wonder, what does God smell from us? If all our choices, attitudes, and actions give off some kind of spiritual aroma, what do we smell like to God? Are we walking in love like Christ? Are we offering our time, our words, our decisions as a fragrant offering? Or are we giving off the kind of odor that needs to be cleaned up? You might think it's kind of a weird question, but I think it's worth asking. So, here's a challenge for us. Let's live like Jesus, who wore the crown of thorns and still smelled like love to the Father. And this week, let's ask ourselves, is this choice I'm making producing a pleasing aroma to God? Is my attitude at work, at home, at school something he would receive with joy? Am I walking in love in a way that smells like Jesus? Because when we live like that, sacrificially, humbly, and in love, we reflect our King, and God receives that as something beautiful. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, Calvary.